Hi, honey Cabeltes. Thank you. Grace Naquinez. Thank you. What I'm doing is I'm studying I have a project that I'm working on about the GOG Magog war, so I'm doing a study on that. Go. How's everybody doing tonight? You doing well? Hi, Grace Bedesire. Thank you. Well, hello, Bennett. I'm doing well. I'm working on my God Magog project video, and I'm kind of doing some research, but my internet doesn't seem to want to respond today. It's very slow. Well, let's see. Try something else. Well, I'll pray for you, Brother Bennett. I've had a broken rib before, and I'm telling you, it hurts. And when I broke the lower floating rib, and there's nothing they can do about that. They just wrap it up and give you some pain pills, and you just go on. I mean, that's about all you can do. I mean, it's not like you can't splint your chest like you do your arm or your leg. You realize that in the GOG-Magog war, that Gog and Magog, actually it's a two-front battle. It's going to be a battle that comes in from the north and then also comes in from the south. What I'm finding is that Gog and Magog will be destroyed in the mountains of Judea, or mountains of Israel, which would be the Golan Heights. They won't even get into Israel itself. And at Mount Seir, which is in the southern part, they will be destroyed there. So it's going to be a two-pronged attack, kind of like it was in the 67 and 73 war. Facebook tells me this is your most commented on live video yet. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But this is an interesting video I'm preparing. Hey, Brother Eli, how are you? I love you, brother. God bless you in Jesus' name. How's your brother Rick? Is he being silly as ever? Okay. Here's what I'm doing. I'm trying to do the locations. GOG is of Magog, which is right here in Turkey. Pergamum is right here, which is, according to Jesus, Satan's seat. Tubal and Meshach. So when we got Lydia, Meshach, Tubal, Gomer, Togarmah, Gog of Magog, they're all coming from Turkey. So this is why I think Turkey is going to have a big thing to do with the Gog-Magog war. And Jesus says in Revelation that about Pergamum is that that's where Satan's seat is. So we need to watch Turkey. I think there's going to be more to that. And right now, Russia is solidifying solidifying themselves politically with Turkey, as well as Syria, as well as Iran. And all of these are mentioned in the Gog-Magog war. So once we get this, once I get the full picture of it and how it's going to work out, I'll finish the video on it. I only get so much time. I only get so much time. I work during the week, and I don't have a lot of time, except maybe on my Sunday night after church service. So this is really, I only get very little time. But anyways, that's what I'm doing today. I'm kind of doing my research on the Gog-Magog war, and because I want to have this video out. To me, that is the prelude to the entrance of the Antichrist when he comes. Something's going to have to cause him to arise. And something's going to have to cause him to want to take power. You have an utter defeat by Islamic nations. They will be utterly defeated in the mountains of Israel, in the Golan Heights and in Mount Seir during this war. So there's going to need to be someone who's going to step up and, try to get this thing figured out. Unfortunately, that will be the man that nobody wants to meet. So what are you thinking? Now, it also, Gog and Magog, or Gog, is mentioned again in Revelation at the end when Satan is released from his prison. And some have assumed that the Gog-Magog war is that war there. No, there are two different ways of judgment upon Gog and Magog. In the Revelation, they surround Jerusalem. In Ezekiel, they're stopped at the borders of Israel in the mountains. The judgment is different on both of them. One is just fire. It's just a fire down upon the surrounding armies in the Revelation, which is all around Jerusalem. And the other, it says in Ezekiel 38:22, it says, I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him, upon his bands, upon many people that are with him, an overflowing rain and great hailstones and fire and brimstone. There's two different types of judgment here. And so it's two different wars, which tells me that Gog, G-O-G, is a demon, a disembodied spirit, or is a fallen angel taking on the person of Gog, which we find originally back in Genesis when at the Table of Nations. So there's a lot here to figure out about this. Of course, the United States is not mentioned anywhere in Bible prophecy, so there's a stretch, and that's in Ezekiel 38:13. It says, Sheba and Dedan and the merchants of Tarshish with all the young lions thereof. And Tarshish is thought to be one of two places, either Spain or England. England has a lot of tin, and that's where the merchants of Tarshish come from. They mined and sold tin. The young lions thereof would be the offspring of Tarshish, which would be the United States, Australia, New Zealand, and any other English-speaking country. That would be the young lions, but they don't do anything. It says, all it says here is they ask and they say, art thou come to take a spoil? Hast thou gathered thy company to take a prey? They just ask questions, but they don't do anything about it. It's interesting, but that's stretching it out. If anywhere the United States is mentioned in Bible prophecy, this is the only place it could be, and that's stretching it out pretty thin. This will be where Israel will be all alone, and God Himself will defeat Gog and Magog, and then the southern armies of Ethiopia and Libya, both at the Golan Heights and Mount Seir, which is the southern border between Israel and Jordan and Saudi Arabia. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure it all out so I can put it in a video, and I'm working on it, trying to get some new software so that I can make it more theatrical as much as possible. I don't really have all the equipment to do all that. It's just me, a cell phone, and a laptop. So, anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I want everybody to have a blessed Monday morning or a blessed Monday night, depending upon where in the world you are. Hi, Duyen's Dien. Ciao, ban. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.
That's my testimony in a nutshell. And this song we're going to sing next is talk about people like me. Talk about people that have gone through so many trials and lost things. Like I